Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. In this edition of Weekend Winners, we are going to catch up with Paul Dybert and young gun Zach Chapman. And Zach's celebrating a birthday during the week, and he brought up a milestone with his 50th winner for the season. So they're about to join us, and they've both got good books of drives. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they think about their respective drives on Saturday night. Well, it's been a big week for Zach Chapman. He celebrated a birthday during the week, brought up his 50th winner for the season. And it's been a really good season, as we know. Group 1 placed as well, and he's in the hot seat because he's about to talk us through all of his drives on Saturday night. Zach, appreciate the time and a belated happy birthday as well.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for that.
Having the faith, race 1. You know this guy well. You've been with him for some time now. He continues to run well each and every time. Last time out, he ran into the Kiwis Are Flying. How did you assess that performance?
Yeah, I thought he was probably a tad disappointing in that day, but he is suited better to the 2100. And they sort of just ran along, which doesn't really suit him that well.
Okay, 2 starts ago, a runner-up behind Nürburgring. That form looks good because we saw Nürburgring win again earlier this week at Albion Park.
Yeah, I thought that was one of his top runs that week. He was 3 wide to the death, and they went 57 for the 21, so I was really happy with that.
Okay, gate 3 here on Saturday night. Looks like there's some speed to your inside, there's speed to your outside. How does this play out?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get the front on him because he loves being in front, but we'll just have to sort of come out and see what happens.
It does look a fairly open race. There's a few chances here.
Yeah, it looks a very, very competitive race.
Okay, but he looks a top shot there, having the faith in race number 1. We move to race 2. Sam is Perfection is your drive here, Zach. He's drawn the inside of the second row, just looking back at that replay from last week. He still hasn't got out.
Yeah, no, he was very unlucky. I think he would have run second last week. He probably wouldn't have beat Smart as Can Be, but I didn't even pull the plugs on him or anything, so...
You meet that same runner again, Smart as Can Be. She's got gate 7. You're drawing the inside of the second row, but you are following out a really smart beginner and Some Excuse Somewhere, so it might work okay early.
Yeah, exactly. If we can hold Some Excuse Somewhere's back at the start, I think it puts us right in the race, especially because Smart as Can Be is drawn outside over the mile, so it makes it hard.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for that mare. She's a good quality mare, we all know that, but gate 7 over a mile, it's no luxury.
Yeah, that's it. She's a real classy horse, but it's going to be hard for her.
Okay, in race 3, this is the Open. You've picked up the drive here on Subtle Delight, and serve me, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but my memory serves me well, and I'm sure you're unbeaten on this guy, 1 for 1.
Yeah, I've only driven him once, and we won that way, so it'd be good to keep it that way.
Yeah, but this is a good test, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's fresh off a couple of weeks. He's had a couple of weeks off, so I'd say we'll have to probably sort of drive him pretty easy.
Okay, there's plenty of pace to your outside. I'm tipping they're going to be absolutely flying into that first turn.
Yeah, I'd say there'll be a lot of speed on, and Turn It Up, I think's in it. It's probably the standout horse in the race.
Okay, well, Subtle Delight's a good drive, and as we know, you're unbeaten, so let's hope that good form continues. Across to race 5 here, Zach. Johnny White, he's got a bad draw on paper, the outside of the front row, but he was really good last start with you driving him.
Yeah, no, he went super. He ran a really nice last half. I think he ran 54.5 and out 3 wide. He just didn't handle the last bend very well.
So how does this race play out from that bad draw? Are you likely to go back again and then just sort of let him wind up late?
Yeah, I'd say so, but I'd have to have a chat to the trainers.
Sure. He certainly looks like he's got a hope there, Johnny White. He was really good last time out. And your other drive on Saturday night appears in race 7. This is the race for the mares over the mile. Special reserve. It's a good drive to pick up. She's well drawn and she's in form.
Yeah, that's it. She's a nice horse and she's been racing really well. Shannon's whole team is, so if we get the right run, I'd say she'll be right in the finish too.
She possesses some gate speed. You've got speed to your inside with Chua Peak of Light, so you can just sort of hold your own there and end up in a good spot in the moving line?
Yeah, I'd say that'd be the plan. I'd think the one would probably try and hold the lead.
Yeah, okay. Well, you've got a number of good drives there on Saturday night. Which one are you leaning towards most?
Probably Sam is Perfection, just with the draw and behind a gate speed horse, so if we can hold his back, he'll be right in the finish. Okay,
well, we appreciate the time. Best of luck on the weekend. I'm sure it's going to be an exciting weekend for you. A number of good drives there. We'll see you trackside.
No worries. Thanks for that, Chris.
One of our favourites, Paulie D, is about to jump into the hot seat now to go through his book of drives on Saturday night. Some disappointing news coming through with the early scratching of Talk in Motion, which was one of Paul's drives in that free-for-all on Saturday night. She's come out owing to a high temp, but he's in the hot seat and he's with us now. Paul, appreciate the time.
Thanks, Chris.
Disappointing news there about Talk in Motion.
Yeah, no, the trainer Wayne told me just before, so I was pretty annoying, but she'll get over it and she'll bounce back.
Yeah, live to fight another day. Let's start with you for race 2 here on Saturday night. Kira Harpo Gambler, he was a recent winner. You've been with him lately. He's going a lot better than what the numerical form reads.
Yes, for sure. He's just had no luck and just bad barriers. I draw 2, but I think some excuse somewhere from the 1. It's best draw since coming back from a spell. So I'm tipping he'll want to lead from the mile. They're smart as can be in the race, and it's a pretty strong race. So, but hopefully I'm up there and can fight on up the straight.
Yeah, certainly won't be too far away, I'm sure. Kira Harpo Gambler. We move across to race number 5. Key Largo. You were with this guy last time out. He ran the favourite. He got the job done. He loves to lead, but he's facing a second row draw. How does this race play out, do you think?
Yeah, like the trainer Mark, he reckons he's only good up front, but he has one from behind, and I'm pretty positive that the one horse will try and hold. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not, I'll be 3 fence, and if they run along at a good clip, he's going to be definitely fighting out the finish.
What's he like to drive, Key Largo? Is he difficult to drive? Does he take a little bit of driving, this fella?
He's very green horse. Like he's not the smartest tool in the shed. Like you get out of the gate, and after 100, he'll pull up and look around, but apart from that, in the run and everything like that, he's just a dream horse to drive, and he's got the speed out of the gate, and he showed a bit of speed up the straight last week. So, no, I don't mind driving him.
Okay. And just looking at that race, very open. There's no standout in that race.
No standout, and that's why I reckon with authority, drawn 1 is probably going to try and lead.
Okay. We move across to race 7. This race for the mares over the mile. You would have had the choice here. Lisa Lincoln and With the Band. You've been with both mares lately, and both are in really good form. You've opted for With the Band?
Yeah, just the draw. I reckon the 1 will try and hold front, and if that's the case, I'm going to be behind leader and just going to have a good trip with the band. Lisa Lincoln is racing well, and it was a hard choice, but they've both been very good to me in my season, especially the last 12 months, but I just chose to With the Band.
Okay, what did you make of With the Band last week? She was a winner 2 starts ago. She got overpowered late last week. How did you assess her?
Oh, I was sort of a little bit disappointed, but she was horsing the last couple of days leading into the race, so that might have knocked her around a bit, and I've been helping out Donnie Smith for the week because he went away on holidays to go down to the Gold Coast, so she's felt good, and I've worked her all week this week, and I'm pretty sure going back to the mile and sitting behind leader will be there, and she'll be better this week.
Is that a key point as well, the fact that she's back to a mile? Is she more effective at the sprint trip?
Well, from the looks of it and from all the racing that she's had, she's always been better over the mile. I still thought I would have won last week, especially when I got across Gerarda's Delight and she had to sit outside me, but it just put me to shame and made me not look that great. But yeah, back to a mile, we'll be there.
Okay, and just on Lisa Lincoln, she's a last starter winner. She scored at Redcliffe, and the form out of that race looks okay. She beat La Playa, looking fabulous, and they've both raced well since.
Yeah, looking fabulous, went real well last start, and she's in again this week too. So, and La Playa won yesterday as well. So, she is flying, and it's just where she's going to get into in the run. And they do reckon she's better in front, and if she finds a front, she might be hard to beat.
Okay. Your final drive on Saturday night comes up in race 8. It's another race for the mares here over the mile. And speaking of looking fabulous, this is your drive. You were with her last week. She got beaten just in the shadows of the post. Feel like Danson was able to dive bomber deep off the track. How did you assess the effort?
Yeah, she was super, and Donnie says she's only going to get better with racing because he hasn't really worked her out yet. And I had my small missile gig on, and she smashed me wheels, so she sort of got away on me down the back, and I reckon if she never done that, I reckon I win last week, but this week I'll have a different gig on, and I'll make sure she doesn't hit me wheels.
Yeah, she did look keen going down the back.
Yeah, she was just bolting, but she sort of got a bit lost up the straight and sort of pulled up, but she'll be right. I just don't know whether For the Cause drawn 2 will take the trail. It probably won't, so I'll be outside it, and I'll be up there handy anyway, and yeah, we'll be fighting the finish. Just
looking at this field compared to last week, you think it's probably a little weaker or about the same as what you faced last week?
I reckon it's a bit stronger this week compared to last week because Pete McMullen's got the one on the back line.
Millwood Tilly, yeah.
Millwood Tilly, it goes very nice, and For the Cause, so that's 2 good standout. Also, I thought last week was a bit bit lesser.
Okay. Well, she's looking for her first win. She may find it there on the weekend. It's a nice book of drives. Which one do you like at this early stage?
I like With the Band, just from the draw, and yeah.
We'll take the tip. Race 7, number 8, With the Band. Paulie, as always, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thank you, Chris.
10 races on Saturday night at Albion Park. Action gets underway at 5:38. And if you're looking for a good thing, I think we can strike early. I think this guy is ready to win. He was a little unlucky last week. We're going to mark race 1, number 5, Smith Stars Lexus, as our good bet this weekend. We might even get each way odds as well. So race 1, number 5, Smith Stars Lexus, our good thing. We'll see you trackside. If you are gambling this weekend, please do so responsibly.